Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, but at its closest it's still 55 million kilometers away. The Moon, at only 400,000 kilometers away, is always at least 140 times closer. But proximity isn't everything. Mars contains all the elements that Earth does, while the Moon lacks meaningful amounts of many elements important to life and civilization. Water ice has been found on both, but there's a million times more on Mars, and it's accessible near the surface at all latitudes. On the Moon, it's only scarcely available in craters at the poles. Mars is also twice the diameter of the Moon, and has 4 times as much land area, equivalent to all the continents of Earth put together. And although its gravity is only 38% of Earth's, it's more than twice as strong as the Moon's. So it seems there's more to look forward to on Mars. That is, if you don't mind the distance. But which would be easier to live on? Mars has a surprisingly familiar day-night cycle, lasting 24 hours plus an additional 40 minutes, while days and nights on the Moon are 30 times longer than on Earth. Mars's atmosphere is only about 1% as dense as Earth's, but the Moon's is so thin it practically doesn't exist at all. Being further from the Sun, Mars is cold, averaging -63 degrees Celsius. At the equator, it can get as warm as +30 during the day, but with a thin atmosphere it drops to -70 at night. With almost no atmosphere though, the Moon's temperatures are even more extreme. A day at the equator is a scorching 120 degrees Celsius, and at night -180. That's a temperature swing of 300 degrees. Mars may be cold by terrestrial standards, but the thin atmosphere means you'd notice the temperature less, and it would be easier to keep warm. The atmosphere protects against solar flares and micrometeoroids, so with a little insulation and some regolith on the roof, we should be able to live anywhere on the surface of Mars. On the Moon, to avoid extreme temperatures, radiation, and meteorites, almost everything would need to be underground. Now that the basics are out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. Later on in the video, we'll compare the ability for lunar and Martian settlements to produce food and energy, as well as the challenges of using local resources for manufacturing. But for now, let's take a deeper look into what it takes to get to these locations in the first place. Thanks for watching. Here's the next part in the Moon vs. Mars series, or you can find the full-length video in the description below.